Okay, so this is my OT assessment portfolio. I plan to use this during fieldwork to study for boards and so on. I'll be adding to it, of course, as I go along. So let's start. I just have a simple table of contents. I've color-coded each of the assessments here with their corresponding tabs. And this key just shows that the blue tabs are for the assessment manuals and the green tabs are for the assessment score sheets. So I start off with the OTPF. This is a kind of condensed chart, reference chart for the OTPF. And then we have the OTPF itself. And then I have Bloom's taxonomy. And then we start off with our first assessment is the COPM. All of the assessment sections are organized in the same manner. I have the weekly lab sheets first because they provide a good summary of the assessments before jumping into the manual and the score sheets. And then I have extra information. This is the COPM PowerPoint of the DVD. And then after that I have the COPM manual, the blue tab. And then the official COPM score sheet that was provided to us, and this is the score sheet I filled out in class. And then I have an article on the COPM that demonstrates its use. And then second assessment is the ACS, so again we have the weekly lab sheet. And then we have the ACS manual, the ACS score sheet that I filled out, extra score sheets that I plan to use later, and then the article on the ACS. Then we have the rule checklist, so again the weekly lab sheet of the rule checklist, and the rule checklist manual, the score sheet I did in class, and then the article on the rule checklist. And then we have the EFPT, so the summary weekly lab sheet. This is the PowerPoint on the EFPT, and then additional information like the verbal prompt questions, common items for the EFPT, and then we have the manual here, and the EFPT score sheet that I filled out there, and then the article on the EFPT. Then we have the KELS, so once again weekly lab sheet, the KELS manual, and then we just flip to the KELS score sheet that was completed as an example, the article on the KELS, and then the FIM with the manual, and the this is a PowerPoint here on the QI that goes along with the FIM, of course, and then the FIM score sheet that I filled out, and then the FIM article that demonstrates its use. And then we move on to the motor section. I've divided each of the motor assessments with these pink tabs. Starts off with the 9-hole peg test. This is the weekly lab sheet for the 9-hole peg test. And then we have the 9-hole peg test manual, the score sheet that I plan to complete later whenever we're back together, hopefully in person, and the article on the 9-hole peg test. And then we have the box and block test, so weekly lab sheet, the manual for the box and blocks, the score sheet, and the article for the box and blocks. And then the grooved pegboard test is next with the weekly lab sheet, the manual, grooved pegboard test score sheet, and the article on the grooved pegboard. And then Bennett hand tools is next, so this is a weekly lab sheet, the manual for the Bennett hand tools, its score sheet, and its article I found. And then we have the Jepson-Taylor hand function test, so once again weekly lab sheet, and then its manual, and then we just flip to its score sheet. This is a blank score sheet that I can also use, and then the article. And then our last motor assessment is the dynamometer and pinch gauge, so this is its weekly lab sheet for those, and then the manual. no, I'm sorry, the article. This is an article. And then we have the cognition section. So this is the MOCA, so weekly lab sheet for the MOCA. The MOCA manual, MOCA score sheet filled out, and an article on MOCA. And then the vision section is next. This is the vision manual from MedBridge. And then the visual screening score sheet that I did. And then an article on visual screening. And then the environment section is next with the Safer Home assessment. So this is the weekly lab sheet on that. The Safer Home manual, Safer Home score sheet that I did. And then an article on the Safer Home that demonstrates its use. Our last section is the Roman worksheet section, which is just all of the Roman worksheets from 1 to 10. You can see here, it's number 6, number 9, and then lastly, number 10. Thank you.